Hello and welcome to the studios of Voice News Network. Today we are in conversation with Mr. Ramesh Sangha, MP from the riding of Brampton Centre. Welcome, Mr. Sangha.
Thank you very much for taking me in. Thank you.
Mr. Sangha, we'll start off on a little somber note. There have been two tragic incidents yesterday. Number one was attack on the army personnel in Fulwana district in Jammu and Kashmir. I would like to know your views on that first.
Okay, let me tell you, then when we hear this type of terrorist attacks, I'm really perturbed with these all things. I'm lost to know that why the governments, why the persons, those who are in charge of the governments, don't have the intention to sit down together and to resolve these issues amicably, so that these differences can be set aside and in the favor of the people, general public. You have to resolve this, sit down together. And I tell you, I'm really upset when I hear this terrorist attacks and how many people have died. My heart goes with the families, those who are all friends, families, and my Indian brothers, that this is really a hard thing to believe, that we have to face such type of terrorist attacks, and the unvaluable lives are gone.
Okay, now closer home, yesterday there was a very tragic incident in which a 11-year-old girl lost her life in very tragic circumstances.
Yeah.
And so what are your views on that?
It was a tragic and innocent girl, just 11 years old, has to lose her life due to this insane person's act of insane person who has, I don't know what's in his mind up to this time. None of the child should have to go with this type of. My heart again goes to the mother and all family friends and to the Bramptonians at all. Those people, this type of thing never happened to anyone. And congratulations to all the first responders, those who have taken very fast, quick action in this one.
Right. Now, can you give us some examples of few successful federal programs under Trudeau government?
Yeah, but since we came into the power, we inherited the government activities with the 10 years rule of the conservatives, where it was they have shown no interest in the public. They are not worked for the middle class people. We have done a lot of changes, lot of improvements, and that's why our Prime Minister also says better is always possible, and we try to keep always better what we can do it. First of all, let me start from the start. When we came into power, we started putting more tax onto the people, those who are rich, and giving tax break to the people, those who are in need of money. They want break in the taxes, and only 1% people, those who are very rich, they were told to pay a little more, and they were not happy. They were happy with that. They never grumbled for that. And that same money is used for the middle class. And then Canada Child Benefit, it's every Canadian child, more than 300,000 children has come out of the poverty with that new plan. And that we have given the benefit of Canada Child Benefits to the people, those who are in need of it, not to everyone, those who are rich. And secondly, it's a tax free. People can use that money for their own kids, for their better books, better clothes, and for better amenities for the children. And that's the best thing which people are doing it. Now let's talk about summer jobs. People are taking benefit of the summer jobs. Many jobs are in summer. New students, they come out of their schools or during their summer time, they take benefit of the summer jobs. Then you think about these, more than 600,000 jobs, new jobs are created. And we have the plans we have already done enough for the national housing strategy, for the seniors, for the youth, and for the children, small children. So we are investing money into the infrastructures, green infrastructure, social infrastructure, and this environment. So these are all things, when we talk together, all these things, we are heading toward very progressive approach into the coming days.
Now, coming back to your tenure, you have been now an MP for more than 3 years now. Can you talk us through some of your achievements in Ottawa? What are the causes that you have espoused, and what have you achieved in this more than 3 years now?
See, in during my tenure for Brampton Centre, I have tried my best to do maximum for the Brampton Centre. You can say getting as much benefit as I can from the government for Brampton Centre. So it may be housing. It's in housing, yes, it is there on McQueen and Queen. That's a good corridor for the Brampton, facing the Brampton downtown, and it's a big building which is going on, and $1 million were spent on that. I had the opportunity to inaugurate those programs. And then, my own achievement is I have got my own bill C344. It's a bill regarding the community benefit agreements, which has already gone through the third reading into the House and is lying now before the Senate. Will be, I think, in this month or in coming month, it will be approved by the Senate. Most probably, there is no hitch there.
So it will become
Everything
a law
is
then?
going through smoothly.
Okay.
And once bill becomes a law, let me tell you, it's such a nice bill that when it becomes a law, that anybody, any contractor who is going to take a contract regarding the federal investment, say we want to build a new runway onto the highway, onto our Pearson International.
Right.
So that highway, any contractor who want to spend money on that, he will have to, Minister will tell him, Minister Infrastructure will tell him to give his offer to the locality around it, so that what you can do but better benefits for the people, those who are living around
In the area.
in the area.
Okay.
Maybe using their know-how, labor benefits, maybe constructing some new things as a community want. Notices will go to the community in the vicinity,
Right.
and they will think it what they want this contractor to do for us.
Okay.
So it will be through the minister. Minister will have power to look over that, to have an oversight.
Okay. And now
And a very nice bill for that one.
Okay. I would like to know your views on the progress of the Indo-Canadian trade relations, and how are you connected with those?
See, Indo-Canadian relationship between both the countries are very strong. From long back, it's got a very good history. And though there was a little bit, hitches in between, and everything will go smooth. I, being a chairperson to Canada-India Parliamentary Friendship Group, I have seen, I can foresee that we have got very good opportunities to have relationship between both India and Canada, and it's always optimistic regarding that.
Okay. Now coming back to something little different. At times on special occasions, we have seen you in a ceremonial uniform with a lot of medals on your chest.
Okay.
Can you tell us a bit about that? Because our viewers have been very curious about that.
Thank you very much. Actually, I am retired from Indian Air Force. So I was in Indian Air Force. During my service, I gained different type of medals. So those are the medals which I put it here on my chest.
Proudly.
Yeah, I'm proud to say that I earned those medals.
Right.
So I am a pensioner now from Indian Air Force, and I'm proud to say that I am a pensioner. So when I go to these functions, recently there was a Republic Day celebration.
Yes.
I was there in consulate office. I was there in Panorama's celebration in Pearson
Convention Hall. yes.
Hall. That's what I say when we celebrate these all things, our own rituals, our own ceremonies back from our countries. And that's the way we come and give our cultures to the other communities. And that's why different type of diversities,
Right.
when they work together, they bring a new type of one sort of flowers
Right.
into the total community.
Bouquet, yeah.
That's how we make our Canada strong. That's how our Prime Minister, Right Honourable Justin Trudeau, he says, we are strong because of our diversity.
Diversity. Okay.
Not in spite of that, because of our diversity.
Right.
And that's the way we are strong.
All right. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you
today,
very
Mr.
much.
Sangha. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much for taking me. Thank you very much to everyone.
And that's a wrap on today's interview with MP from Vampiral Centre, Mr. Ramesh Sangha. Thank you and have a good evening.